This is Channel 25 WVTT Olean. Now, from the Twin Tiers' biggest broadcast news operation, this is the 6 o'clock report with Jeff Andrulonis and Alexa Olson. Listen on News Radio 96.7 WVTT or watch on News Channel 25 WVTT Television. WVTT proudly presents the 6 o'clock report.
Good evening, I'm Alexa Olson. Jeff Andrulonis is off tonight. Topping the 6 o'clock report, drivers who utilize the Southern Tier Expressway are receiving good news today as construction on a controversial project is set to get underway along the 11.5-mile portion of the expressway from the Allegheny Casino to Red House. Roadwork will focus mainly on bridges and culverts, while a major repaving will start next year. WVTT's Derek Smith went to the site of where the construction will start earlier today to get an update on the newest developments.
Well, Interstate I-86 will begin soon to receive the makeover it so desperately needs. An agreement settled between the Seneca Nation President Robert O'Dowd Porter and New York State Department of Transportation Commissioner Joan McDonnell. After a few days of heated letters going back and forth between the two, an agreement was approved by the Seneca Council, and the contractor will expand to the site as soon as possible. Additional details were not released on when the project will eventually begin, but a source did release on how many dollars it would cost. $28.5 million to be exact. Derek Smith here off I-86 in Salamanca, WVTT.
A new state law imposing stiff penalties on motorists who ignore road closed or other safety warning signs and devices is now in effect, according to the Pennsylvania Department of Transportation. The law aims to increase safety for motorists and emergency responders in areas where flooding or other hazardous conditions exist. Under the law, motorists who drive around or through signs or traffic control devices closing a road or highway due to hazardous conditions will have 2 points added to their driving records and be fined up to $250. If the violation results in a need for emergency responders to be called, that fine is increased to between $250 and $500. Well, perhaps you have visited Allegheny State Park and noticed what looks like spilled green paint in the lake. The scum is actually called a blue-green algae bloom, which has been confirmed on many of the inland lakes this summer. However, the blooms can produce toxins, which can result in symptoms of nausea, vomiting, and even breathing difficulties. According to Brad Whitcomb, Regional Director of Allegheny State Park, a dog may have died as a result of swimming in the lake.
There was a family, a patron was here middle of August, and they'd had their dog swimming in Red House Lake prior to their departure, and the dog expired early the next morning. Was it exposure to algae? Was it it could. Other things are possible too. If it is an algae problem, we certainly want to be aware of it, So we're continuing to monitor the lake, look for blooms or signs of one, and we have posted signs around the lake in a few areas where there might be a possible danger out there to an animal.
Whether the algae was the actual cause of death is not known at this point because the dog was cremated, but this does raise a red flag. The New York State Department of Environmental Conservation tells those who come into contact with contaminated water to wash with soap and then rinse with clean water. Never drink surface water even if there isn't a sign of algae, and do not eat fish from potentially contaminated waterways. Local festival organizers are busy right now setting up for the annual Wine and Swine Festival coming our way this weekend. Our community contributor Ashley Masala went down to the site and got an exclusive interview with Candy Plant.
Well, we've had cookouts before. We always have a kickoff event for our campaign. And instead of having it at a restaurant and making people pay $10 to come and sit and listen to speeches, we thought it would be fun to try and involve the public. So a few years ago, we started having barbecues, and we made a lot of money. We sold our tickets for $15 a piece, and my board of directors and staff, we cooked pulled pork and barbecue sandwiches, salt potatoes, and corn. And for $15, people could come and drink beer and eat all the food they wanted. It was fun, but mostly it was just our board members and our agencies that came and bought tickets and gave them to their friends, and it really wasn't a public event. There should be something for everybody. Free bounce house, beer, music, lots of good food.
Well, a tobacco shop in Olean was once again found selling bath salts. The Cattaraugus County Health Department says they took a look at the shops where the packets turned up earlier this year and once again found the bath salts on the shelves. 3 Faces on West State Street have been placed on notice. The synthetically manufactured designed drugs have been linked to hallucinations and violent behavior by those who use them. Charges have been filed against a Bradford teen in connection with the recent vandalism of a statue outside a church. Police arrested 18-year-old Daniel Ray of Bradford in connection with the vandalism of the marble angel statue outside the St. Bernard Catholic Church this past Monday. Police say besides the charges of criminal mischief and vandalism, they're also requiring restitution for the statue. The man who became the focus of an America's Most Wanted episode was sentenced to 27 to 54 months behind bars in state prison yesterday. 28-year-old Joseph Chapman walked away from McKean County Jail in Smethport and eluded capture for 5 years. At the time of his escape, Chapman was serving time on charges he sexually abused young children. He was captured this past May after a citizen living in Arkwright, New York, recognized him and then contacted authorities. Well, the St. Bonaventure women's soccer team will look to end its season opening 6-game losing streak when it travels to Long Island to take on the Hofstra University Pride tonight at 7 o'clock. However, both teams will be looking to snap losing streaks as Bonaventure has dropped 2 in a row and Hofstra has lost 3 straight. The World News Roundup is next. Don't go anywhere. We will be right back with more of this 6 o'clock report here on News Channel 25 WVTT.